Okay, it's the 8th of July today, and I'm going to start working on making that window we were talking about. So what I need to do is design a window, build a window, and using these, and have it fit over here in the greenhouse. I found upon occasion that my truck bed acts as a very effective work table. Anyway, what I've done here is I've cut out the window frame, the basic window frame. It's not fastened together yet. But what I'm going to do is have this window frame to where the top is there and it'll open at the bottom. Now what I've got to do is put the glass in it, or the plastic, and I have some of these here. Like I said, I've got a lot of these, so let me lay them across here and kind of see how I can put these together. And it looks to me like about 3 of them would do it. And yeah, about 3 of them would do it. But what it means is I'll have to put something up here to seal these seams, and that's not really a problem because you can easily do that with a couple of pieces of wood that are screwed together on each side. So what I've got to do though is to make this fit in the frame is I've got to take these pieces of wood and cut a little slot right in here so that I can slide the glass right in here on all 4 of these pieces of wood. So let's go do that right now. Okay, now I've set my rip fence up so that I can cut a slot right down the middle of this 2x4 here. Now, don't need it too deep, so this is a little trial and error here. So what you do is you kind of see how deep you need it, and I think that's probably good enough. And then the other trick is to get it right on center, and that's a little, it's a trial and error. So what I usually do is I usually eyeball it to get it right on center, and then I'll cut a piece of 2x4 and see if it is on center, and then move it back and forth just a teeny bit to get it as close to center as I can get. So here goes. This is where I think center is. So here we go. There's my cut, and I'd say that's pretty darn close to center. So I'm going to use that and cut that slot into all 4 of these corners. That saw this one down there. You can see we've got a nice slot cut down the middle of all these boards. It's about that deep. Now I have a piece of scrap over here of the plastic, and as you can see, I just sort of set it down in there. You can see it goes down in there nice. There it goes. So it goes down in there nicely, and it's a nice snug fit. So the idea would be to secure it is I just put some screws through here, and that'll secure it and hold it in place. Okay, alright, here we are out in the truck, and I've got these put back together. And you see kind of what we're going to do is this. I've got to cut these to length, so just to show you here what we're going to do is let's put one of these in the slot down there. There we go. Alright, it's in the slot. This other slot. Put it in there. Kind of tight to get it in there. There we go. Yeah, okay. Now slide the whole thing over to the very edge. Okay, now so we get this thing in the corner. There it is now. Now, what I've got to do is make sure we're square. I'm not sure that we are, but make sure that we're square. And then I need to cut this piece to where it'll fit up in here but not go too far. And I'm just going to have to eyeball that. So I'm going to put a nice mark right there. And then what I'm going to do is cut this right there on that line with my cutter. What I've got for a cutter is this, it's a regular cutoff wheel for cutting metal and stuff, but I found it for this, it works pretty good. So here we go. Now, let's see if we cut it anywhere near right. Cut this close enough. It ought to fit in here, fit in there, and then fit in the top. And look at that. Right in there. Look at that. Now, what we do is I'm going to screw this down on this glass, and that's probably enough to support it. Yeah, but I got to make sure it's squared up and so forth. Now, what I've got to do next is cut out the other pieces. Okay. All right. Now, I've got to make sure it's square before I put everything together. But what we do have is three little spaces here where the windows overlap. But what I'll do is I'll put like I said, a piece of wood there, and it'll look like a window pane kind of a thing. It'll look like a paned window. So that won't be too bad. Anyway, generally it works. Okay, now let me go get the square it up and start fastening this thing together. Okay. Well, that's all of the screws. Let's see how it looks. Alright. I mean, it's a little wobbly, but that's because it's just being held in square by these pieces of glass or Lexans. Yeah, that's going to work. Alright, now. Okay. Alright, I split a couple of them 2x4s. There's one half and there's the other half. Now, let's put these on for support. Much better, much more substantial, so it doesn't wiggle anymore. And that's about all we need. Now, I'm not going to do anything to the other side because this is the side that I'm going to use to seal up against the window when it's closed, so that we have a relatively airtight seal. So now what I've got to do is cut some more of these in half so that we can put the seal on this side and the seal on this side. Okay. Alright, I've split a couple of these down. What we're going to do is get some under and over this. So it's going to go under. Right in the middle if you can get it. This one's going to go over. Let's see if we can do this. Happens that I do have some hinges from an old project, so let's put them on. Well, let's go try to hang it up. Alright, now, two screws holding it. And I can see right now that the window's straight, but this is, the wall is warped a little bit. This side is back further a little than that, so we're going to have some kind of a latch to really pull this in. But, you can see here what I was talking about. It's not quite flush here, see? As you close, see that far end hits first. And then you have to push this one here to close it. But I don't think that's so bad, because what we can do, I'll show you on the inside, just put something, a fastener here of some kind, that so that when you fasten it down, you pull it in. See, it pulls in nicely. So there we go, got our window, and we salvaged the last of that little bit of plastic covering that I had. So that didn't cost me anything. All those windows and that window didn't cost me anything except the 2x4s. And boy, that's a savings, because a window that would fit that frame, just some kind of a basic window, is about $100. So I saved a substantial amount of money there. So doing all these windows, see what are there? 1, 2, 3, like 7 or 8 windows. So that's easily $1,000, $1,200 probably, by reusing the stuff. All right, next time.